All right, good morning. I wanted to do a 6 month analysis. I know some of y'all shaking y'all head laughing, but it must be done. It's halfway point through the year, and it's, as weird as it may seem, me and Baby were talking last night, and somehow we got on the subject of Jade Cap and his record-breaking $2 million payout from a prop firm, and you know, I wanted to show her the video. So we watched the video. And, sometimes things come to you whenever somebody else says it. You have your own insights, and then somebody else will say something that will either bring you back to what you think or uh, kind of turn a light bulb on to something similar. So Jade Cap, you just type in Jade Cap 2 million payout, and you'll see this video that pops up. I broke the Apex payout record this week. Here's how. And he's giving you a full breakdown. And he doesn't say anything that's eye-opening to me. JCap is an ICT trader. So he trades uh, similar to what we trade. But I'm gonna tell you what is eye-opening, in my opinion.
They have to have some.
When he starts sharing his chart, he pulls up the quarterly chart. And once he pulled up the quarterly chart, it kind of gave his explanation. It just kind of clicked to me. I've been doing this for a few years now, and we look at these same candles and these same charts, and we make the same predictions, probably with 80 to 90% accuracy. Most of these markets do exactly what we think they're going to do. Whether we trade them properly, that's a different story. But just seeing the move, seeing on the chart, and knowing how the chart is going to respond, knowing that there's a run of liquidity here on this current quarterly chart, like I've been speaking about over and over, and I'm just going to keep repeating this because somebody's going to get it. When you see that wick that goes above that candle and closes, that's a indication that the market is going south. So on a lower time frame, if you measure it from this high to this low in this pullback, it's probably going to be about 88%. Market pushed down, it broke structure on lower time frames, it pulled back. There was a change of character. If you believed in it, then you caught that sell. He caught it for $2 million. Um, it's not the size of the trade that matters. In my opinion, it's you seeing the move. Um, so I just kind of wanted to share that with you. If you have 30 minutes, man, go and watch the video. And he's an ICT trader, so a bunch of what he says is probably going to sound um, similar. I don't follow his work, regularly. I'm aware of him. I know, he's a good trader, but it's something, in my opinion, that's worth looking at. And, you know, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and make some pretty bold and probably unpopular analysis here. I'm gonna probably shock and awe some people. All right, we know gold is at an all-time high, but next week is the last trading week for this 6 month candle. Maybe we have a day after that, but you know what I'm saying. We got 9 days to the end of the month. Uh, if you're a smart trader, go ahead and fib this candle and expect a pullback, right? Um, Fib this candle and expect it to pull back to your discount. Remember, if you're trying to go long, you want this to come to your discount. There's plenty of room. for this candle to fall. If I drop to this 3-month chart, you can see where we had this bullish OB. We had a small pullback and we went a little higher, but there's more wick on the top of this candle. There was no wick on the top of this. It's the wicks are the sign of the market rejecting. All right. I'm just going to drop down to the 3-week from here so we can see a little bit more. And here, in my opinion, is where the smart trader pays attention. All right. You see this candle. This is a rejection candle. Notice how this wick goes above that high and closes, which indicates to a trader who's situationally aware that the market is going south now, guys. It's not going north. So if you fib from here to this low and this pullback, tell me what you get. And your direction should change, buddy. Like this is your chart, your change of character on lower time frames. But this higher time frame to me is all the confirmation I need to see that gold is going south. I know it's been going up forever, but Brad, even if you just fib this impulse move, it went from 2,500 to 3,500 pretty much. And now it's pulling back, dude. So if I'm you, I'm looking for shorts. Go and listen to that JCap video and, help yourself. Help yourself. Okay, so I'm not going to break it down any further than that. Like, you guys understand. In fact, I'll just look at the 2-week. You guys understand how to go into your charts and find what you need. But every one of these uh, candles, right, is telling you that it is time, right? You're seeing all the rejections at these highs, right? It's time, guys. It's time to start pushing that, pushing down. And if you need an extra convincing for 6 months, for 6 months, right? This is December 2024. That's for 6 months, one direction. It just doesn't happen like that, guys. One direction, 6 months. It takes a month or two for the market to turn. You know, it's not just going to turn on the dime and start selling. But for 6 months, dude. So listen, I'm not trying to beg or sing at anybody's choir or funeral. For 6 months, we've been going up. Smart traders take advantage because the direction is changing. All right. You heard it here first. All right. Let's look at US 30 because this is I'm going to be pivoting uh, to trade more indices, guys. It is what it is. Um, I, I I got the message, and I want to take a look at this chart because this is very interesting. The indices they always go up, right? And if you look at this chart, you pretty much never really get two red candles back to back. Um, but we had two red candles here, and now we got a crazy man in office, and I'm betting short, and I'm going to show you why. All right, the last 2 quarters, rejection, rejection, rejection. Um, that's the market telling you, hey man, I'm done here. Now you get this push down, rejection, right? Hit that imbalance and reject it. But hitting that imbalance is just step one. Now we got to get the push. That's the indication. That's like the market putting a signal light on. So we're going to revisit. And if you drop down and you start looking at these candles, this is most people's low right here. This would be a low for most people. We broke that low, bro. We closed below. We went all the way down and we pulled back. When we pulled back, where did we pull back into? This imbalance, right? Order block, imbalance, break of structure, order block, imbalance, break of structure. Wait for the market to trade back up into your imbalance. It rejected. We're going south, guys. We're going south. And if you understand um, what these charts are telling you, you will see everything about this. And this weekly, this is a clean break of whatever one of these swing lows, right? Whatever you decide is your swing low, right? Swing low is a pullback that creates a new high. So if this is your swing low, bruh, we broke it. We broke it, and we have a bearish order block, and we're not challenging this high. We're going south. Um, if you watch any of ICT's videos, uh, if you go back to slide 3 in that mentorship series, 2022, here is your order block. This series of candles going down, and there's going up. This market is coming right here. Market down, 35,600 at least. There's an imbalance down there, which is probably a uh, pretty good target because on the lower time frame, maybe the daily, it'll be down in this range, but this is a higher time frame analysis. It's going south. You heard it here first. I know that's an eye-popping number, but if you want to win your trades, you'll be looking south. All right, let's look at the nasty deck. The nasty deck. Okay, on the J Cat video, I think he talked about the Nasdaq, uh, and it's pretty similar, pretty similar, pretty similar. All right, we took liquidity from the high and the low. If you look at this, we took liquidity from the high. Now this candle hasn't closed, so if we go north and close above here, then I would change my opinion and say we're going north. But it ain't gonna happen. All right. Um, all right. This, if this doesn't close in 9 days, is a bullish order block if it doesn't close lower in 9 days. So we'd have to pull back to go higher. In my opinion, there's a higher likelihood of that happening on the NASDAQ than it is on the US 30. But I'm not convinced, guys. I'm just not. If you look at what's going on, again, this month in February, we had the doji candle, the rejection, the take of liquidity, and then we had the push down that broke structure. It broke structure. So if you measure this push down and this pullback, it's almost 100% pullback. Only problem is we don't break that high. We don't break that high, guys. If we don't break higher, we going lower. It's like OJ case. If it don't fit, the glove don't fit, we must have quit. Now, if you look at this candle, we took the liquidity off last month's high, which is another indication that we're going south. If you know, you know. And if you don't, hey, just stay with us. Stay tuned. All right, three-week candle. We can see a gap that needs to be filled. We can see this order block has never even been sniffed. So even if you don't believe that we're going lower, you do believe we're pulling back to here. I know you do. Oof, oof. Last week we wicked the high, guys, which was an indication that we're going lower. We wicked that high and we closed lower. I know you don't believe me, but that's what happened. You fibbed this down move, this pullback. You could have got in for the ride. We're going lower. Hopefully, I'm convincing y'all. But listen, do what you want to do, man. Do what you want to do. Let's look at the pairs now, right? Let's look at these pair. All right. All right, guys. All righty. Look at this big, fat, juicy, bullish order block with GU. All right. For those of you who are new here, you can go on the YouTube page and just type in God's plan. There was a video that I made about trading these long candles and trying to catch the pullback, right? This is a 1500 pip 6 month candle. And, we've been looking to short these GU, EU, and most of us, we don't pay attention to the 6 month candle. We just know, hey man, like we know it's about time for this to sell, right? Yeah. So now you see the bullish order block. So if you fib that candle, those 1500 pips, maybe you get half of that. I've been saying that we needed 1,000. I saw a case that we can get 1,000. And now when you look at the 6 month candle, it makes more sense, right? Those of you who know. This 3 month candle, we had a bearish OB. We tapped into it. It sold a little bit and then it bought up. Hasn't pulled back. So if you fib that 3 month candle, it's all going to point to the market needing to come at least wick to wick for healthy price action, right? So if the market comes from here down to this wick, that's 433 pips. Now, if the market goes above that high, like you really want to see, if the market goes up here above this high before it starts to sell, now you're looking at 658 pips wick to wick. Now, once you do your analysis, you're going to find your imbalance, and it's probably going to be closer to it was 1,000 pips last week, but we've came up off, but it might be close to 1,000 pips. Um, let me see the 3 week. Okay, if you look at the 3 week candle again, we wicked that high and closed below it, which is an indication the price is going to pull back. You can see my pullback target. If you fib from this low to this high, that's your impulse move. You're going to get a pullback, right? I can see a clear imbalance here on the 3 week. And if you just lower the time frames, I think this is the daily, on this daily time frame, you can see with the market here, you have an imbalance here that's not been messed with. If you look at this daily, where we had the pullback from here, um, the market kind of comes back and sits on top of that move. So I believe the market is coming to 125.50. That's a lot of pips. It's a lot of pips. It's a lot of pips. Um, by 900 from where it is right now. Again, there's a clear break of structure. There's a clear pullback into that imbalance. If you listen to ICT, it has nothing to do with me. I just trade his strategy. But there is a clear break. There's a pullback into that imbalance, and now we hooking and booking to the downside. If you want to trade way down here, there's a clear imbalance here. There's a low here. There's plenty of targets on your way down. Um, but once again, you heard it here first. These are nice, fat, juicy moves. GN, I don't know why you would even look at this. Uh, But if I was trading this candle, I would look to at least come below this last 6 month candle because I believe we're going higher. So wherever price is, wherever you're trading this from, it's a mess. It's a hot mess. When you drop down into the weeks, it's a hot mess. Here's your 3 week candle, and the market is in consolidation. I believe it's eventually going to trade below that low into this order block to go north. I don't know why you would trade that. In my opinion, I only put it on here because I know somebody's trading it. The JPYs. I remember we had a lengthy discussion, me and some chick from London, um, who felt that this was a tap in and that we were going higher, and it was always some debate on whether or not we were going higher. We talked about the changes and the interest rates and all that good stuff. Um, Here's an inside bar, right? We're going to get an inside bar at the 6 month. So I believe we will trade higher. Um, I don't know if we'll make it to this target mark, but there's a zone here. Maybe we tap into that zone and push down, right? You know, um, we're going to trade higher first, but I believe we'll end up on the lower side. If we look at the 3 month candle, we can see that we've taken liquidity from the bottom. Now we need to go up, take liquidity from the top. We might just take internal liquidity here the same way we took internal liquidity here. But nonetheless, I believe it's it's curtains after that. It's curtains. 6 month for GBP CAD. Okay. I reverse fib this, right? I started from here, the market pushed down and it's pulling back, right? You see where it pulled back. There's an imbalance here. It all makes sense, man. This is synergy, confirmation. We pull back into the zone. If you look at it from this direction, the market came from south. It broke these internal highs. Now we're expecting a pullback to either go higher or, depends on what kind of trader you are. Looking at it as a pullback to go higher, we still need to pull back. So if you feel that entire 6 month move is a deep pullback, you can do it candle by candle. Um, However you decide to do it, as long as you understand that it's probably going to be a short that you're looking for. Um, we'll close more than likely with an inside bar, and I would look to go south. We'll close this quarterly candle with an inside bar, and then I would look for a price to start cooking. Okay, if you look at the 3 week, again, this is a lot of back and forth. I caught this last sell move, but I didn't trade it back up. We took the liquidity from the bottom of this candle. So I would like to see it at least take the liquidity from the top, if not the top up here before selling. That would be my ideal situation. All right, let me go to GA. Okay, y'all see where we at. We got a wick here. We got a wick here. If we close below those wicks, then we've wicked those wicks and we need to pull back. I do believe that's going to happen, but we'll see. We will see. Um, with this 3 month candle, you can already see what's popping. We've ran. I mean, we came way up here and we've started pushing off that high like ferociously. So if you just keep dropping down, you'll get more and more revelation. We'll see this big candle here, and you can see the market starting to roll over. Okay. You either believe it or you don't, but the market is rolling over and we can see clear imbalances. There's an imbalance below. I have a target marked, but if I just fib this up move, that's a good pullback for if you think the market is going higher. But we can clearly see the rollover is upon us, and it is a train wreck. It is what it is. There's the imbalance. If you just walk this down, you can see it. Okay. Euro USD, self-explanatory, bullish OB needs to pull back to go higher. You either believe it or you don't. Good luck if you don't. Um, EUR NZD, again, if I fib from this bottom to this top, I'd expect a pullback. If I look at the 3 month, the quarterly joint, I can see the rejection at the top of that candle. We're wicking the wick. Those of you who know, you know. You look at the 1 month, eh, you get that wick rejection, the market sells down, and now it's buying back up. All right. So if you fib from here to the low, expect the pullback. And then if I'm you, I'm getting short. All right, EJ has been on a terror run to the top side. Uh, I think all the JPYs have been going north, but I don't want you to pay attention to that. I really just wish you would look at that bearish OB. If you fib from the top to the bottom, you get this pullback area. You already know after that. You already know. All right. EC. I mean, that's ECF. EC. This is great. Look at that big candle. Look at that pullback that needs to happen. You already know. Another good candle. It's already pulling back though, right? It's a lot more wick on this candle than it is on EC. So I would prefer to trade EC. I know it doesn't move as fast as this, but if you drop down, you might be able to catch you a better entry on uh, on EA. And again, if you fib, because the market was here first, this drop, you could expect a pullback in order to get short. Okay, I'll do one more. I'll do AU, but I think you all get the gist of what I'm saying. AU, it bought up, right? You had a bearish OB, it bought up. Now it's probably going to cook and book. Okay. So this is just long range, 6 month, um, higher time frame analysis. So you can kind of see where we're at, get your bearings, and make good judgment when it comes time to trade these higher time frames. A lot of times, if you can see the higher time frame, you have a better understanding of where the market needs to go. Uh, and a lot of you've never done an analysis like this on a higher time frame. But if you start looking at it, it will open up a higher pip count and more confidence trading those lower time frames. All righty, guys. Y'all have a good weekend. I won't be on the call. I'll be in the boondocks. So until then, I'll see y'all in those market streets.